Welcome back. You're watching India Ascends. It's time to now tell you the one story that has rattled investors around the world, and that is the Trump tariff tsunami. Well, what has happened, viewers, is that the US markets have actually crashed and seen their biggest crash since 2020. Over $5 trillion of investor wealth wiped out. The markets are jittery. Whether you take FTSE, whether you take NASDAQ, whether you take NYSE, every index is in the red and down by 5% and more. In fact, S&P was down 6%. Now, what's the reason? The reason is for the fact that the US economy may be going into a recession. The report that came in from JP Morgan, that really rattled global markets. US is a $30 trillion economy. The report suggested that the US imports may actually go down to their 1986 levels, which is going back almost 40 years. You can't go back in time 40 years, or at least that's what the world is trying to tell Donald Trump. But he is rewriting the rules of global trade, and this is how equity markets are in fact responding. But that isn't the last of the tariffs, viewers. The tariff war that the world was expecting, well, it's fully underway. And the reason why we say that is that there is, after US announced tariffs, and they kicked in at midnight across US ports with rates higher than 50%, which are set to follow next week. China has come out with its own set of retaliatory tariffs, which means that there is a trade war underway between the world's largest and second largest economy. Ripple effects will be felt by every other economy in the world, and which is why markets are reacting, which is why investors are reacting, and which is why there is a fair bit of nervousness in terms of how this will pan out. Will Donald Trump go back on his words? Will there be some sort of a middle ground that will be identified? Will trade pacts now essentially be bilateral in nature, with all countries trying to extract the best possible exception for themselves in Trump 2.0 regime? No one has the answers. And if there's one thing that markets and investors dislike the most, it is the fact that they don't have answers. And which is why some of those indices that we pointed out to you are deeply in the red. Come Monday, is there going to be any relief? Again, no answers. Over the weekend, there could be more bad news for global markets, global trade? Again, no answers. And it is the lack of answers that is fueling speculation, nervousness, and some would say even trepidation.